so ashamed of her breasts that she lets a Machiavellian psychopath cut them off.
How dare you?
But I was not a member of the IRA.
Get a couple of dozen of your mates and go down to that Buckingham Palace and kill the old bag.
Big Mike il capo.
Gran Mike y el jefe.
ビッグマイクとチーフ、ミクマイและหัวหน้า
Funny.
Big Mike and the Chief.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Chief.
Mike.
How are things?
Not too bad. Well, I think I have COVID, but...
Do you have COVID?
Possibly, yeah.
Really?
So. Yeah. I just feel like shit, but...
Oh, right.
Yeah, physically, like... Ugh.
But you never feel good, do you?
No, I don't. This is a different type of not feeling good, though. It's like a physically...
Right.
Not feeling good.
Are you exhausted?
Exhausted, and then my throat's a bit,
right,
sore, and I'm fine. Yeah, it's grand, It's all good,
I just got over COVID.
Yeah.
You better not have it.
Your housemate came down.
Who?
Fucking, the paedophile. What's his name?
What?
What?
Which one?
Do they listen to this?
I'm sure they could.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry. The paedophile. Who's the guy who...
Scotty.
Scotty, yeah.
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 Scotty doesn't have any...
No, because remember you were saying that he...
feelings with children.
He was curious about... He knew the age of consent in Japan. And he...
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to get rid of this.
He was very quick with that. No.
Bleep out. He was very quick with that.
He was quick with that.
So he came down to the kitchen last week after the episode last week, and he came down. And he kind of was like avoiding me, and he went on the other side of the kitchen. And he was like, oh, yeah, I think I have COVID. So
he said...
I'm just going to stand over here. And I was like, why? He's like, I can't taste anything. I can't smell anything. And I feel like shit. So I'm just going to, don't mind me. I'm just going to get my stuff and then leave the room.
But I definitely had it a few weeks ago as well.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So
I could have given it to Scotty. And
maybe.
Scotty given it to you.
Maybe.
Borrowing from Adam to pay Paul.
Yeah. There's also a thing called norovirus going around.
And what's that about?
Norovirus or something.
Yeah?
It's where you turn into an old woman called Nora.
Really?
Yeah. No. Noro.
Because I had a granad, Nora Murphy, and I was thinking maybe that was just... that was just a young man named Seamus who got norovirus, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe she was like patient zero.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
In Kilkenny. A lot of bad things are coming out of Kilkenny these days. Fucking DJ Kerry.
Oh, yeah.
Scam artist. And
well, DJ Kerry, criminal mastermind. His sister was also a complete scammer, racketeer.
Right.
Yeah, she robbed him. She robbed DJ first, and then she went around doing these like pension scams, robbing load. They just have fucking crookery in their veins.
Yeah, and then Henry Shefflin's gay as well.
And Henry Shefflin is gay.
Yeah, which is the worst crime.
Well, yeah.
Out of all of them.
Absolutely. Punishable.
Arguably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, norovirus. Yeah, so I just booked in actually to get my booster. Because I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
I've had COVID a lot of times. And it fucks me. Like, I'm not sleeping properly. I've been tired for the guts of a month.
Yeah.
I'm just like a fly in a spider web.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had enough.
Yeah.
I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be vibrant, have energy.
Yeah, but surely having COVID is like getting another booster. Because it's like...
Because you're immune for a while.
Because you're now immune.
Well, I better be fucking
but you
immune,
can't get
if I get off you right now, weeks will be on the fucking green, Chief. I swear to God, I'm going to give you lashings in my belt. I'm going to have you hung, drawn, and quartered, you cunt. I'm going to have you tarred and feathered.
Oh, fuck.
It'll be back to fucking Cromwell times for you.
Oh, man. That's, I'm sorry if I give you COVID, but, no, but when do you say you're getting your booster?
Huh?
When are you getting your booster? Because you can't get it for, like...
Tuesday. Tuesday.
Oh, no, you're going to die, Mike.
Why?
Because did you tell them that you had COVID?
I didn't tell Manthan.
Yeah, because you're supposed to wait like period of time after you've had it to get in a thing. Because then otherwise you turn into a bat or something.
Civilization will crumble as we know it.
Yeah, because you have antibodies in your system, and then you get more antibodies from and then you could die.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I would just check it. But then you don't know if you actually had it, so you could be...
I fucking did have it. I know in my balls I had that fucking...
You had it in your
virus.
balls?
I probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt it was like, I'm going everywhere except his balls.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding those fucking...
Do you think it goes down that far?
COVID?
To your balls?
I think it does a lap of the whole place.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
In record time.
In record time.
Do you check your...
Fucking Sonia O'Sullivan. is a strain of COVID.
Imagine that they had the Sonia O'Sullivan strain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just long distance COVID. Runs down to your fucking toes and up the other end. Just Paula Radcliffe COVID just shitting itself.
I had a friend who
Halfway through.
conflated. Who's Paula Radcliffe?
She was this English runner who was...
She related to...
She was forever shitting and pissing herself. She needed a nappy, truth be told.
Was she related to Daniel Radcliffe?
Baby-ish.
Harry Potter.
I don't think they were related necessarily, but they certainly both had a habit of shitting the bed.
Right.
Daniel Radcliffe, if you look back at the Harry Potter movies, especially the early ones, is one of the worst actors that
He's
ever
just a
lived.
child, Mike.
He is just a child,
Yeah.
but Culkin was a child. Tremblay.
Tremblay, yeah.
That little fucker.
Yeah,
He
he's
was in
great.
Room acting up a storm.
Yeah, he's great in Room.
There's a
Room.
few little fucking children that are absolute,
They are.
knocking it out of the park.
I hope their parents are keeping them safe in Hollywood, because that's...
Do you know what it is? I think it's very difficult. Just if you get that level of fame, no matter what your parents do, it's going to make absolute mincemeat of your mind.
I watched a great movie.
Purge your soul.
I watched a great
Oatmeal
movie.
your arse.
Huh?
Huh?
What was that? Something
Shut
of my
up.
arse. The apple of my arse. Is that what you
The
said?
apple of my arse. That'd be
You're
nice if
the
you
apple
called
of
someone-
my arse.
If you were in love, to call them the apple
You're
of
the
your
apple
arse.
of my arse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a great movie there. Speaking of movies, it's a Spielberg, a classic. I didn't know. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I gotta watch this," and it rang bells. But
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it, and then I watched it the other day. It's have you seen this Indian Alan Jones? Have you seen this?
What?
Indian Alan Jones? No. Have you seen this?
This is an act. This isn't an actual movie, is it?
Indian Alan Jones.
Indian Alan Jones.
Yeah.
Who's Alan?
He's this Indian guy, and his name is Indian Alan Jones.
What?
Yeah, and he's a fucking it's like I knew I'd heard it, the name somewhere, Indian Alan Jones, and then I watched it, and it was not what I was expecting.
What was it?
So it's about this guy called
Yeah.
Alan Jones.
Who was an Indian guy?
He's Indian.
And just let me get this clear. You're telling me that Steven Spielberg directed this film.
Yeah.
And why?
Is-
He's directed it because it sounds like Indiana Jones?
No, it's... Oh, I didn't even make that.
You didn't make that connection.
No.
You hadn't even thought of that.
No. That makes a lot of sense then.
Right. Come on,
Did I
continue
watch-
on. So it's
Alright, so Harrison Ford is in Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Indian Alan Jones.
Who's in that?
So, it's just Alan Jones.
Wait, so it's a documentary. It's not even an
No,
actor.
no, it's an actor called Alan Jones. He's Indian.
The actor is Alan Jones.
Yeah. No, it's like a John Malkovich type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Go
So
on.
being John Malkovich, kind of like that. His name
Right.
is Alan Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue on.
Give me a second there.
Go on. Rummage through your brain to fucking
No, it's a great
conjure up
movie.
more dog shit.
He's you remember the Brian Jonestown massacre?
No, I don't.
You know Brian Jones? No, who's the guy who it was the mass suicide and they all drank the Kool-Aid? Waco, yeah. Waco. Waco. So yeah, who's that guy? That's
You're
the guy.
squirming around in your chair like
I
a little,
am. Well, I feel
like
like
a
I'm being
like a fucking
interrogated
whore in
here.
church.
I just mentioned the movie and I'm
You're
getting grilled
sliding
here.
around like a fucking.
So, who is the guy who the Jonestown massacre?
I don't know.
It's Waco. So he's related to him, and it's kind of like him trying to, he's talking about the effect that the Waco had on the Jones family, and I didn't know they were Indian. Kept that under the rug.
So that's what the film's about.
Yeah, it kept under. Yeah, it's about that. Yeah,
So it's
about the fallout from the Waco massacre. No, it wasn't Waco. No, that's a different thing.
This is the biggest
Jones-
exhibition of
it's
time
not.
wasting you put
Okay,
on display
right.
yet.
Okay, right. Well, forget about it. It's your loss. It's a great movie.
Indian Alan Jones
Yes, yeah,
is about a guy. Let me get this straight. An actual man
yeah,
who's Indian called Alan Jones.
yes.
Who you've said's an actor. Is he an actor or is he a real person?
He is an actor. Yeah, he's like a Bollywood star.
But this is a documentary.
Yeah, it's about a guy called Alan Jones.
Okay.
And he's related to the guy.
And he's a Bollywood actor.
Yeah.
The documentary's about a Bollywood actor called Alan Jones.
I don't know anymore.
You're an absolute...
Maybe I watched fucking... I think what happened was I was very tired and I watched Indiana Jones. And then right afterwards I watched like Slumdog Millionaire or something. And I'm after getting the two mixed up.
You're an absolute piece of shit, Chief. And I'm not going to put up with this for much longer.
Hey, listen, while we're on the topic of movies,
I saw fucking Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
This was on telly the other day.
Mm.
So when you said that, I was like, oh, Spielberg, I was like, he's going to bring up Indiana Jones. I didn't know the tirade of fucking diarrhea that was about to come out of your mouth.
Well, I'm sorry.
But he had the child with Harrison Ford. Is your man from everywhere, all together, all the
time?
All the time.
Yeah. Oh, Ken Jong-un or
Is
whatever.
that his name?
Yeah, something like that.
He's only a little young lad in the film. Fresh faced.
And now I feel like him and Harrison Ford are the same age.
They are. Well, Harrison, I just looked him up the other day. Harrison's 81, still has an earring in, still shagging.
I say so. Yeah.
Do you know what I heard? Someone told me the other day that a friend of theirs that shagged Rod Stewart, and I thought that is absolutely disgraceful.
You know someone who shagged Rod Stewart?
I have a friend of a friend shagged him.
How old are your friends?
This lady's 27.
She shagged.
No,
Rod
her
Stewart.
friend shagged
Right.
Rod Stewart.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But Rod Stewart, I mean, to me, he is truly one of the most rancid, creepy men of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when he was young and he had that, do you remember that song? You know, if you let my body
Yeah.
and you think I'm sexy.
Yeah.
And even then, I thought he looked like a little witch.
Yeah,
Looks like
he does look like an old woman.
He looks like a little fucking evil witch. He looks like from fucking Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he does. Do you hear that story about him that he blew so many sailors that he had to go to the hospital to get his stomach pumped to get all the cum out of his stomach?
No, I didn't hear that story.
That's a true. I'm not talking out my arse now.
That's a true story.
Yeah. Well, it's like an urban myth about him that he had to come out and like publicly deny that he used to suck off men, and he did it so much in one night that he had to go to hospital and he had to pump his stomach.
So you're telling me,
Yeah.
Rod Stewart, pop star,
Yeah.
famous ladies man,
Yeah.
was hanging out down at what I'm assuming one of the British port.
That's why they call him Rod. What?
Because he was sucking lads off.
Yeah, he's sucking rods.
That's
Yeah.
why they call him Rod Stewart.
Yeah, his real name is like.
But that's why
Jimmy
he
or
calls
something.
himself Rod Stewart. He puts it on albums. You think?
Yeah, well, maybe he's started young. I don't know.
So you're telling me he needed to get his stomach pumped
Yeah.
like a young lad when they overdrink at a teenage disco, that he
Yeah.
overindulged in the semen of sailors one night,
Yeah.
and not have his stomach
Listen,
pumped.
it happens to the best of us. I've been there. So it's true. You can Google it now on your phone. He had to come out and be like, it was like John O'Shea with the gay thing. He's like, I didn't suck sailors off. I didn't have to get my stomach pumped. I swear to God.
You swear down.
I swear
This is
down.
the truth.
This is the truth.
This is the truth.
This is the truth. Maybe the Indian Alan Jones thing.
That was a fever dream,
I just
maybe.
got my wires crossed.
Right.
And yeah, sorry
You've
about
been
that.
getting
but-
your wires crossed and you're ill. So
Yeah,
I'll give
I
you a
have.
pass on that.
Yeah, it's brain fog.
Brain fog.
Yeah,
You're not well.
I'm not well.
Saying that, speaking of rumors, and this brought up one into my head, and this actually comes into actually very relevant territory where I'm going to bring it expertly in a second.
Right.
But Richard Gere, star of stage and screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever been on stage, but star of screen.
Mm.
Give me a Richard Gere film right now. Top of your head.
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. Sick.
I think he's in. I was gonna say Indian Alan Jones, but he's not.
He doesn't.
That's
make
Harrison Ford.
That's Harrison Ford.
No. Richard Gere. Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Fatal Attraction.
No.
No.
Uh,
Shrek.
who would he be in Shrek now? Who would you have thought he was in Shrek?
Donkey.
You thought that clearly African American voice was that.
Oh, careful, Mike.
What?
Who-
Careful.
what?
Eddie Murphy.
I don't want to be making assumptions.
one of the
here.
most famous castings of all time.
Oh, it's not Chris. No, I thought Richard Gere was in Shrek. Yeah,
You
No,
did?
I thought so. Yeah,
You're ill.
I am ill.
You're not well.
I'm not well. No.
Richard Gere, famous Buddhist,
Oh.
Really into Buddhism.
Buddhism.
And
Buddhism.
Buddhism.
Yeah.
So he was famously caught or purported to be shoving gerbils up his ass.
What?
Did you hear this?
I think,
I think you must have heard it.
Yeah.
Because it's been going around for a while.
Yeah.
Now, what I would like to serve up to you
Yeah.
as an opinion
Yeah.
and a take is, listen, there's such a thing as too much meditation.
Yeah.
And that was my first thought when I saw the whole racket with the Dalai Lama. Right?
Oh, with the sucking
Yeah.
the kids. No, he's had the kids suck
He
his
wanted
tongue.
he laid out the offer, the invitation to the child to have a suck on his tongue.
I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
Who wouldn't want to suck on the Dalai Lama's tongue?
Yeah. Rub
I
the
mean,
green.
It feels like, honestly,
Yeah.
the Dalai Lama, correct me if I'm wrong, closest thing to Christ on earth right now. Soundest guy in the world. I would have said before this, famously.
Yeah.
Who you got better than the Dalai?
No one comes
No
to
one?
mind. Yeah.
Chief.
No one comes to mind.
No one comes to mind.
No.
Yeah, it was Henry Shefflin, but then he was gay.
And then
And he came out as gay.
Mm-hmm.
Bertie Ahern, possibly.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
as the soundest. I think you can still be sound and like corrupt and a crook.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. You know, we'll go back to the
kinda like
gerbil
it.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, Brian O'Driscoll's old fella.
Bod.
Bod.
In Bod we trust.
Bod's dad bod.
Do you like Bod?
Like I said, I have a general disdain for anything that's rugby related.
I do as well, but yet Bod is the only one that transcends that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are a legend. I do love you, Bod.
And he's shagging Amy Huberman as well, which is a good.
You'd have to assume,
it's a good
unless the
catch.
marriage has gone dry and
pot.
To pot.
Yeah.
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 Maybe it's just a companionship now. We don't know.
Maybe, or she's a beard.
Whoa. What's a beard again?
So it's
As in, I know what this.
This you have it on
this
your
is
face.
a beard.
Yeah.
And that's a beard.
Yeah.
I think you have a better. I was looking recently. I think you have a better beard. Than
You're
I
looking
do.
at my beard.
Yeah. Because I was watching back, and I kind of I'm not going to say it hypnotized me, but I certainly got taken to another time and place.
Right. Okay.
By the beard.
And where was that?
Huh?
And where was that to?
It was to, I think, an age where chickens ruled things.
Yes.
Where chickens were in control of things.
The chicken age.
Before humans, right?
Yeah.
Before we got our hands on the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm going to say right now, we have our hands on the wheel, we have our foot on the fucking accelerator. Before
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Speak your
who was
mind.
who was top dog? Who was controlling things?
Well,
Was it the dinosaurs? Is that the consensus, or do you think that maybe
It was the Jews.
chickens? What? Before
I
humans,
thought that's
I
where
said.
you were going.
No.
No. Oh, okay.
What?
Right. I thought
You'll bleep
you
that
were
out.
going. Oh, we bleep that out.
You
yeah.
will.
Yeah. I thought that's where you were going.
didn't think that was where I was
I
going.
was. You
No.
were building up to it. And you
No,
were
no,
like, before
Ah.
the humans and before the chickens. I thought you were going.
no.
Right. Okay. They were.
You didn't think that's where I was going.
Oh, that's a nice
now,
pen.
It is a nice pen.
Yeah.
Now that's a kind of.
I'll give it back. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
thank
give it
you.
back.
So no, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm saying like maybe was there a time that the chickens or whatever, the squids or whoever had a little time where they were, lord and master.
I think the squids have they have the steering wheel in the ocean. I think. I think they rule the ocean with an iron tentacle. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Or iron tentacles.
Right.
And so but on land, I think it was. I don't know, man. It seemed
The
like it was
ferret.
a democracy.
The ferret, the
But
weasel.
it was the dinosaurs for a long time.
You'd have to assume a weasel would have the cunning to do it, but maybe not the clout physically.
Or the strength.
Right, but if
Yeah.
he was to employ, I don't know, a couple of hippos,
Yeah.
a couple of buffaloes to do his bidding, because that's what you would think. Because pigs, right?
Yeah.
Now, famously, we call police, right? We say, hey, in a derogatory fashion,
Yeah.
you fucking pig.
Yeah.
Smell of bacon. Ugh,
Where did
right?
that come from?
I don't know, because pigs are actually very smart animals, so if you really think about it.
And not racist.
Pigs?
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
that pigs aren't racist.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying, where do you
But
get
we're
hints
saying
like
that
they're not?
Police are racist. And
I
we
didn't
call
say
we
that.
call them pigs.
Oh, do you think people call them pigs because of the?
No, but pigs aren't racist. At least not the pigs I know. I don't know what pigs you're hanging around with, but
You keep the company of quite placid pigs, kind of
Yeah.
guys, magnanimous pigs,
Mm.
pigs who are disciples of the Dalai Lama. Of course, now this is not a good moment for them.
no.
With what's just happened.
No.
But kind of Buddhist pacifist pigs. So back to Gear, the gerbils,
Yeah.
up his ass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're going back-
Are you
yeah,
with
yeah.
me?
I'm with you.
I
I'm
know
with you.
you're ill.
No, I'm with you.
Are you with me here?
Yes, I'm with you.
All
Richard
right.
Gere with the gerbil.
The Gear, the gerbil, they've been put up his ass, right?
Mm.
The man's a Buddhist, right? The man believes in what do they believe? Life is suffering, but
Yeah.
something, but also about reincarnation, and we should rub the plants. Is that?
Yeah, I think it's the main tenet of their. Is that the right word? Tenet.
I think that's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's Tenet.
One of the tenants.
Right,
We're-
David Tennant,
we're
former
tenants.
Doctor Who.
We're tenants
We're tenants in a way
for now.
for now.
The tenet. I think that I'm using the right word there. Tenet.
I think you're a future
I'm not-
landlord, temporary tenant, future
no.
landlord.
No,
You'd abuse.
I wouldn't have the heart.
Huh?
I just have a house, and then people would take advantage of me.
Your kindness.
I'd let them in, and they were like, "We're not paying your rent," and I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Fair enough.
yeah." And then I'd be like, "Can I at least live in the house?" And they'd be like, "No."
I'll
And
be
then-
in the garden in
Yeah.
the chicken coop.
Don't mind me. I think they like that one of the main things that you have to have a shiny top.
Head.
Yeah.
You have to shave your head and it's
Do
got
you know
to
what
be.
that is? It's to let the.
Mm,
It's to make sure that there's the least amount of resistance for Buddha to get into your head.
ah.
Yeah. 'Cause
So
you
if you,
got
were,
it.
if you were to see, if you were a Buddhist and you were to have your shaved head, but it was dull and lifeless and there was no shine, would you still be let into the temple, or would you be
No, I
a
don't think-
pariah?
I think you need to, the chief Buddha or whoever, he needs to be able to like see his reflection in your head, and then
Okay.
and then upon reflection,
Right.
whatever.
So you've not said anything there.
No.
So you've said nothing, and
Yeah.
I'd
Nothing
say
new there.
you've said nothing.
No,
the whole episode.
no.
You're ill and you're full of gunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're filled with gunk.
I am fucking Rod Stewart.
You're a
over
bucket
here.
of gunk.
Yeah.
You're not un-Stewart-like.
Yeah. I've got
And that's
some
not the kindest thing I've said, considering.
Stewart-like qualities.
Yeah.
I've
There's
gotten a fox. I've gotten Rod
Yeah.
Stewart.
Have you been called Rod Stewart before?
No, I've been called
No.
Larry Murphy before though.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. I was down at Oxygen when I was
Larry,
16.
he's the drummer for you too.
He was, yeah.
Is that right?
Amongst other things.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
But my point being, you're going to love this now.
Right.
This is, and I want to. So we're looking at Richard Gere here, a famous actor, beloved star of Pretty Woman and Primal Fear, American Gigolo.
Ah,
Do
yeah.
you remember that with Ed Norton?
Primal Fear, yeah.
And Ed Norton kind of played two characters. He was like a schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
And he played his lawyer or something, was it?
Gere was the lawyer, hard drinking, a couple of failed marriages lawyer. They all do in these movies.
Yeah.
Every lawyer is a boozy Susie,
Mhm.
and they have had a couple of divorces in their past.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're lovable rogues. But
Yeah.
Ed Norton in the movie is a schizophrenic, but then it turns out he was
Just gay.
just gay all
Yeah.
along.
Just quickly, there's a guy who sold drugs, sold heroin
Yeah.
on my street, and he was called Richard Gere. What?
Richard Gere.
Yeah.
Really?
Richard Gere, yeah.
Now,
He sold the hard age.
and I know, and this is becoming a
Sorry, but I
trope.
totally
No.
distracted
Not,
from-
no. Tangents are the lifeblood of podcasting, I've been told
yeah, we should.
by
Yeah.
Noam
Noam
Chomsky told me
Chomsky.
that earlier
What a wise man.
as I was waiting. But so this Richard Gere, and I'm going to delve into this a little bit. Now, as I dig under the surface of this, Richard Gere, and forgive me, because the lines of reality and satire
Yeah.
have been blurred. Gear, of course, colloquial term for heroin
Yes.
in Dublin. So call him Richard Gere. Very funny. But was this a real person, or is this something you've thought of right there?
Well, there was a guy. So there was Richard. There was Richard Gere,
Yes.
who lived on my road,
Yeah.
and then there was a guy called
Tommy Smack.
Tommy Smack. But there's also a guy called Dick Gere, and he sold Viagra. So he was.
So there was Richard, because Dick, of course, which is just an abbreviation of Richard.
Yeah.
You didn't quite think of that when you said.
Well, people would get them confused
They
all the time.
would.
Yeah.
Richard and Dick Gere.
So they go to Richard Gere for Viagra, and he'd be like, "No, I've only got Smack," and then they'd be like, "All right."
That's Dick
And they go,
Gere.
Dick Gere. He sold.
Dick Gere sold.
He sold Viagra.
He's on Viagra.
Yeah.
Dick Gere.
Dick Gere. Yeah.
Sold Viagra. And this is true.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy called Richard Gere who lived on my road.
Yes.
And he lived with his mom,
Yes.
who was like an L1. He's fucking miserable. Like,
But he was selling heroin.
he was selling heroin, and if
But his actual name was Richard Gere. That was his nickname.
his nickname was
Okay,
Richard
yeah. 'cause
Gere,
you said- okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
And then there was another guy
called Dick Gere.
called Dick Gere.
Yeah.
Who was selling. Did he work in the pharmacy or was?
I think he worked in the pharmacy, but he was taking them from the pharmacy.
Spider-like in his movements.
He was. Yeah. I think he had
Up along the streets.
I think he actually had like a pet tarantula, and the tarantula was like the middleman. So you kind of go out, and you'd go out right, and then you'd scratch on his door, and then he would put the Viagra on. He'd tape it to the tarantula.
To the
and then
tarantula.
he'd send the tarantula out, and then you put the money. You took it into the tarantula, and then the tarantula would scurry back in. And then he'd bring out your Viagra, or either or.
The tarantula was a courier.
So yeah, it was a courier.
He
yeah,
trained the
Oh, it was insane.
Dick Gere.
Yeah. He trained the tarantula.
Had trained
to be
the tarantula
his lackey.
to be his
drug
mule in a
yeah.
way.
yeah.
To go up and down. Did you say the
He'd go
drain
up-
pipes
up
like
the
itsy bitsy
the pipe,
spider
yeah.
comes up the?
It was like, yeah. It was
Wow.
crazy.
That is crazy.
It was wild.
That is wild.
I don't know where he got the spider or where,
Right.
but that's how he did. He never got caught, and I think that's why the spider got
Because
done.
he never
though.
touched the drugs himself. He would just have the so even if there was people watching, because I
Yeah.
have a friend who's a guard. This is in Tala.
Yeah.
And they'll be staking out and they'll be watching, but like they'll know the guys are selling drugs, but they won't be touching it themselves. They'll have little mules and cats and little squirrels and things, but a lot of people so they don't touch it.
Yeah.
So you're saying Dick Gere, he didn't touch, so he would just have the tarantula.
Yeah.
Come out, and the tarantula was the face of the operation.
The operation, and then the tarantula got nicked.
No.
He got caught. He got arrested, and they needed 4 pairs of handcuffs.
This is insane.
He got 8 legs.
This is wild.
Yeah.
This is true.
This is true.
This
and
is
then
a true story.
They arrested the tarantula, and you know what? Fair fucking play to him.
Because it sounds like you might have made this up, but it's not. But you
not.
haven't.
It's
This is almost
the God's
too.
honest truth. And the tarantula, he said nothing.
He
He
said
said
nothing.
nothing. He kept his mouth shut.
He kept his mouth shut.
And he's doing 20 in Mountjoy.
And did Dick Gere then enlisted another creepy crawly?
I think he was looking for more creepy
He's looking for more creepy crawlies.
But they were. I just don't know what happened to.
After
Dick
what
Gere.
happened, the tarantula, no one wanted to.
I think he didn't want that heat, so he.
Or do you think? Well, and this is a theory. I'm going to pause it here.
Yeah.
Do you think that the other creepy crawlies or the creepy crawly community saw what happened to Tarantula working for Dick Gere and said, I don't want to be part of that.
I think so, yeah.
I don't want to go to jail.
Exactly. They got kids and you know what I mean?
Right.
They don't want to.
A lot of them.
Yeah. And spiders only live for,
How long do they live? I tell you, anyone's in my house, short lifespan, because I kill them.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't,
Have you ever, and this is so un-Buddhist actually, and we're going to get back to the Buddhist thing, but have you ever ended the life of one of God's creatures?
Yes. I don't anymore.
Tell me about that.
So,
and tell
when
me
I was
how
a
it
kid,
felt, and tell me, did you feel?
Well,
did
this
you
is.
feel like,
I've got.
God.
First of all, right.
Right.
This is a true story. Me and my friend who
Don't start first of all. Start with the second thing.
The second thing. Okay, the second thing
Second of
was
all.
okay. The second of all.
Yeah. No, go back first.
We go back first. Okay. So, okay. And we had do you know that woodlice get pregnant? And then if you flip,
Fuck, do they?
yeah, and then when you flip
No,
them on
'cause
their
I-
back. Oh, Mike, you didn't.
No, don't. No,
You
just
did,
keep-
Mike.
No.
I warned you about that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But not from humans.
I don't
no,
know.
No, I'm dead serious now.
I don't know, Mike. You're gonna have to. Where is this woodlice?
I swear to God, the podcast is going to be Jeremy Kyle next week.
Do you have her
With
number?
Just me and the fucking woodlice. No.
Do you have her
But
number?
no, but dead seriously.
Yeah.
Can humans get woodlice
Maybe.
pregnant?
Maybe. I haven't seen it personally,
Right.
but
Because
there's
now that I think of it, there's someone that lives down the road, this owl lad,
yeah,
Tommy Crotton,
right.
and I'm almost certain he's half woodlice.
He's half woodlice.
Yeah. Now,
What is it? What's woodlice about him?
huh?
What's woodlice about him?
He's just always fucking scuttling along planks.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
He's probably in here.
What?
He's probably in
Fuck. Crotton.
here.
But go back to the woodlice thing. Carry
So
on.
we
that.
wwill. Well, you
Yeah.
gotta call that.
Oh, no, I
lady
will.
and
Yeah,
see,
yeah. No, I'll have that looked into.
Because you don't. That's the last thing you need. Is
It's
children.
not, I don't need that.
You can't support children.
No.
But you could flip them on their back, and you could see into their stomachs. You could see all the little.
Yes.
They're in there. You could see them. And me and my friend, we used to
Some friend.
some brother, and we used to get the woodlouse, and we used to perform like cesarean sections on the woodlice.
No.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We
We thought we were doing them a favor.
Oh, so you thought you were bringing the child out early?
Yeah, but we weren't. We were like we were like those doctors in Auschwitz. They were just performing, experimental
Right.
surgeries on these
Clinical
things.
trials.
We thought we were fucking helping.
Yeah.
And if this woodlouse that you've impregnated needs
I'm going to bring her nowhere near you,
needs
Dr.
my delicate
Death.
hands, just let me know. But and we used to,
Kevorkian.
you'd cut them open and be like, "Wah," and they'd all come flying out, all these little tiny little woodlice.
But so then it did work.
It did work, but I think the mother died. Yeah,
Right.
it was like that, and then we
Cut
used
that. That'll be bleeped.
to where we cut that out. will we?
Yeah. Some people will have something. I don't know. I can't vaguely remember this story. But
Your name is
right.
but it doesn't matter because we're gonna cut that out.
I want to
'cause-
get you out of this area.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
so
like, you're in an
okay,
area right
okay,
now,
so
and I'm like,
we're definitely
evacuate.
We definitely have to cut that out.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke.
Absolutely.
That's
No, 100%.
okay. 32 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Cut that out. So we used to do that, and then we used to keep woodlice. We used to make these tunnels in our desks, and we used to keep woodlice in our desks, like these little
So
communities.
you would kind of harvest, or you create a habitat for the
Yeah.
woodlice to thrive and to live. So it was almost you were building a civilization of some sort. Was it
Yes.
kind of like Columbus?
It was like Wakanda.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we were trying to build
Okay,
a
a better
community,
world.
a better world for these woodlice. They all died
Whoa.
eventually, but yeah, they're
What
not
happened?
They're not supposed to live in desks in schools.
No.
because then they can't get access to fucking cum or whatever
Did
they
you
need to
have any hand?
survive.
Did you
Oh,
have a
I
hand
did
in their
that.
deaths?
We used,
Did you
we used
blood on their hands?
because you'd put them in the desk and then you go and have your Easter eggs. You have Easter
you go
holidays,
and eat your Easter
and
eggs.
you come back and there'd just be
Whoa.
just skeletons everywhere and then we used
Carcasses.
and we used
Corpses.
Yeah.
Piles of them.
to piles of them. It's
Bone-
like
bone
skulls.
soup.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that I'm not like a serial
I'm
killer.
disturbed.
I used to put like little insects into like little
This
packages and then set them on fire.
This is very Jeffy D.
It's very
DJ Jazzy
very
Jeff
Jeffy
Dahmer.
D. Well, wait till you hear this story.
Whoa.
So we had budgies when we were growing up. Budgies, little.
Mm. Yeah.
You can hear
I can
them.
hear the birds.
We used to have these budgies, and
We used to call
you have
women
to-
budgie. We'd say she's a nice budgie now.
She's a nice budgie.
We'd say about a girl if we thought she was attractive. We'd say she's a nice budgie now.
Well, there's budgie smugglers.
Well, that'd be underwear that were so tight that it would give your cock the illusion of being a budgie.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Thank
you. But we had budgies. I think they were
Yeah.
like finches.
Finch's orange.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Is that what Finch's orange is made out of?
Out of
Out of finches.
Because Finch is a bird.
It's a bird, so
It's also the name of a character in American Pie whose mother was quite attractive.
Oh yeah.
What was that about? Was that a reference?
No,
to...
Finch fucked Stifler's mom. Finch
So Stifler's mother was the attractive one, and Finch.
fucked her.
Ah.
Who in retrospect, I think Finch has autism. When you look back,
Yes.
he's a bit of a savant.
There was something a bit unseemly about Finch on screen, and the actor never went on to do much else.
No, actually, yeah.
So
Why do I look back and think that American Pie? And it's been years since I've seen it, but when I look back, I feel like there was just a lot of rape going on in those movies. Or am I totally?
I think you're way
misremembering?
off base. I remember the movie completely, and I don't know what's giving you that idea.
I was just college and drink, and I just for some reason I'm getting it confused with.
I think there is one scene where the Tara Reid character, which is like the hot blonde girl,
Yeah.
is like they build up to this whole thing that she's losing her virginity to her boyfriend, and they love each other, and this whole fucking ding dong palaver, fucking royal circus of it.
That
and
was
then
her
they're-
name.
And then they're shagging, and then she's not really enjoying it. But
Yeah.
it certainly was. It was consensual, but that was the whole thing. You built it up so much, and it's been a letdown.
Right. Okay.
And that was the message.
Right. Yeah. I
of-
just feel
of
like
American
it's
Pie.
problematic now. American Pie.
Maybe looking back,
Maybe, boy.
I would say minimum 350 wanks from.
Yeah. It should be called
yeah.
problematic pie.
Is that what
But,
you'd call it?
Yeah.
Because of the issues.
I think
it
there's
would-
archaic
Ideas? Ideologies.
Put
You
forth
think history
in
has
those.
made a swine of the film?
I'd have to watch it again, but I feel like
Yes.
the Naked Mile, that was not to be confused with the Green Mile.
The Green Mile, and that starred a little mouse. Do you remember that little mouse in the Green Mile?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Who played
Whatever
him?
happened to that mouse?
Who played him?
Hmm?
Who played him?
I believe, and I don't want to assume again, I think that was Dinklage's first foray into
He was only a
film.
boy.
He was
He was a
the
child
mouse.
star.
He played the mouse in The Green Mile.
Wow.
Um,
So he was a child star.
he was a child star, yeah.
Wow.
And so convincing was he, as the mouse, that afterwards, they tried to kill Dinklage
Why?
because they thought he was just a rotten little mouse.
Oh, they forgot that he was a human being.
They forgot it was Peter Dinklage, and then
No one forgets who he is now.
Hmm?
He had the last laugh.
Well, he had the last laugh,
Yeah.
yes. And the directors and creators of Green Mile, they look brutes. History has made brutes of them.
Yeah. So the
but-
Finches, was it?
But well, you were talking about a finch,
Yeah.
a bird.
So yeah, we had finches growing up,
Yeah.
and we used to clean the cages. And then when we clean the cages, you can't just let the budgies and finches fly around the fucking. I think we had a blue tit as well. But
You couldn't give them freedom because they couldn't handle it.
Well, they'd fly away and
Right.
start a war or something. Do you know what I mean?
Lenny
So,
Kravitz, I want to fly away.
away,
I
I
wanna
want to
fly. You think they were influenced by
away.
Kravitz
Yeah,
at the
because
time?
that song would have came out around that time. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that song is from the perspective of a bird.
He inspired a whole generation of birds to fuck off.
Yeah. That's why birds migrate now.
Yeah.
The Brent geese.
So back to the finches. Back to
So the
budgies. You
finches-
had the cage. You're cleaning out the
Cage. My mother was cleaning out the cage.
Yes.
And what we used to do is we used to hold the budgies in our hands
Yeah.
like this, just lightly.
While your mother
Or cleaned the cage.
dusted their droppings.
Yeah, the newspaper,
Yeah.
and then
She mopped up their
cleaned it.
droppings
Yeah.
with a newspaper. I'm assuming not the
No, but
newspaper of that day, but an older newspaper.
An older newspaper.
That was.
And there was just
yes,
bird, and then
that
she
you were
swapped.
finished reading.
Yes.
The newspaper that you were finished.
Exactly. So you'd hold the budgies just like lightly like this, and this is a true story, by the
I
way.
believe this one.
And I've never spoken about this publicly.
And perhaps do you think that it's that there's a danger in doing so?
Well, I don't want to face legal. Oh shit, they're here.
Tarantula.
It's a tarantula. It's
With little Viagra
Dick
on his
Gear's
back.
tarantula.
Dick Gear's tarantula.
He's escaped from Mountjoy.
That was a little scuttle.
That was a scuttle.
Imagine he got lifted out of the joy. Do you remember I don't know if you remember the story about the IRA lads? They got
Yeah.
lifted out Mount Joy.
the helicopter
The
landed.
helicopter came down. Imagine Dick Ear's tarantula got lifted out of the Joy
Yeah.
by some fucking daddy longlegs.
Yeah. Just coming down like dun 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 dun, dun just on a
On a little
string of web,
Oh,
and he just gathers them
like
up. in
yeah,
his-
like
in
Tom
his-
Cruise.
Yeah. But so I held the fin and I held them too tightly, and they both died in my hands.
Both of them died in your hands.
Yeah. And I was just holding them, and they went limp in my hands. And then I was like, "Mom," and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "I think they're dead." And I'd held them too tightly.
They've
and
passed, mother.
They have passed.
They've gone to a better place, mother.
No, they didn't.
They're no longer with us, mother.
They don't go to heaven.
So you snuffed out the life of these young birds, and
Yeah.
let me ask you this, and let me ask you a candid
Like Larry
question.
Murphy.
Hmm?
Like Larry Murphy.
You're loving this Larry Murphy comparison. If I got compared to Larry Murphy, I'd never tell anyone for the rest of my
Well,
life.
you said
You're
snuffed
wearing
out
it
the
like a
lives of two young birds.
badge of honor. Oh, because the women.
Yeah.
Because two young women. Yeah, you're
I
right.
thought that was a great fucking line, but
Do you know what?
what?
And if I was a sharper man, you would have got your due.
You didn't
but I
give me
didn't.
my due. You
it,
didn't.
It flew straight over my head,
Like a-
straight into the kitchen.
Like a finch.
Maybe one of the fuckers inside there got it, but Mike was too fucking.
Oh, maybe one of the listeners will get it.
One of the listeners again. You're right. Larry Murphy did kill women,
Yeah.
and I didn't pick that up. But you killed the birds. The birds die in your hand.
Yeah.
Your mother's cleaned the cage for nothing now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
For nothing.
For nothing.
She spent the whole morning cleaning the cage.
enclosure.
She's already certainly not full of the joys of life.
Yeah.
She has you and your raggedy brothers
Yeah.
at foot,
Mm-hmm.
calves at foot,
Yeah.
and you kill the birds.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that make you feel?
Terrible.
You felt bad,
Killed two birds with two fists, as the saying
but
goes.
did you feel bad? Tell me, like,
Oh,
bring
I
me-
did. Yeah, I
Bring
did.
me
Yeah.
bring me into.
I did. It was at a very.
What did you do then?
What?
What did you do with them then?
I just gave them to my mother, and I think she like.
Stuffed them, cooked them,
put
roast
them in.
dinner,
Well.
roast stuffed finch.
I don't know.
Bring the neighbours
Times
over.
were tough. She might have put them into like a shepherd's pie or something, but possibly. She might have put them in a shepherd's pie. I don't know.
She might put me. Okay.
Yeah. But or else she might have just put them in like got like a bag of lye and fucking put them in some bin bags and buried them on Dollymount Beach or something. So.
Yes. Yeah. No, that all sounds right.
Mm.
And do you feel that? Did you feel like a monster? Did you feel like, so? Let's say the most famous case in literature of kind of the unintentional harming of animals was Lenny in Of Mice and Men would kill rabbits when he tried to pet them, and he loved the rabbits so much.
Yeah.
And then he was just this kind of kindly oaf, and then he killed the woman. Fucking this old kind of a whore of a one, to be honest.
Yeah.
He kind of ragged her, but like panicked. And did you feel, was there part of you that was like, I'm an oaf and I know not my own strength?
I think so. Yeah, I felt like a lot of. It's only really as I got older I kind of feel the guilt of it. I think at the time there was so much stuff going on. My parents were getting divorced, and I was in and out of a children's nut ward.
Were you
as
in
a
a
kid.
children's nut ward?
I was, yeah, from the ages of, for about how long was it? Like 3 months. When I was about 10, I was in a children's nut ward.
As in, this is going to sound. You mean like mental health? You don't mean like a ward that was like just a wash with different kind of nuts?
No,
like
no.
macadamians and peanut and all kinds
No.
of. No,
No.
This was a mental.
This was a
health
mental
thing.
health thing.
Ah,
Yeah, they did have nuts there. They did have
one of the nuts were on display.
It was a
And
children's
was that to go to
psychiatric
children,
hospital.
as in it's a nut hospital, nuts here? Was that
Well,
a little nod or a funny little thing, or no? Or was it
I
just...
think it might have. It was a hospital that I think they did have a nut ward that was
Right.
just where they kept
Yeah.
like cashews and pistachios and just shit like that. And
Okay, but you were
Yeah.
in and out of the...
I was in for 3 months. I was on the den actually.
For being a nutter?
Yeah,
Really?
because this is all true, by the way.
They wheeled you in?
Yeah, well, I was in.
Just we have a few window lickers on to end the show. You came
Yeah.
in and you...
So what happened was
Finger socky or whatever you did.
finger socky. Oh, I
Yeah.
like the sound of that. But
Yeah.
fist socky because he's
Right.
he's a puppet. But
That's right.
so I was well, initially I got sent to Temple Street Children's Hospital.
Kilmainham. No.
Kilmainham jail. Well, I belonged in there, to be honest with you, for killing those 2 birds.
That's
but,
right.
Alas, it wasn't open. But
Yeah. I killed a bird in Reno just to watch it die. It was quite Cash-esque what you did.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, yeah. And so they thought, they were worried that I was gonna like do something to myself.
Yeah.
So they put me in Temple Street Children's Hospital.
Okay.
To keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
And when I was in Temple Street Children's Hospital, the Den came in to interview all the kids who had leukemia and
for anyone that
cancer.
doesn't know, it's not Irish. The Den is an Irish children's television show and a wonderful,
Great show.
Great show.
I should bring it back.
The Wire, The Sopranos, The Den. Top 3.
Yeah.
My top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the
Den.
Wire. I put the Wire in. I put the Den in between the Sopranos one, then the Den, then the Wire.
I don't know which had a more controversial endings, The Sopranos or The Den.
Yeah, because the Sopranos, we didn't know if Tony died or not, and then the Den ended after what happened to the children. But
The
Yeah.
Den came in and they were interviewing all the kids.
Yeah.
And all the kids had leukemia and cancer and stuff.
And you were just,
and I was just there like,
you were just nuts.
I have anxiety, like that was me.
Mad as a bag of spiders.
I was, yeah. As
fucking
mad as
Dick Ears tarantula.
fucking,
I'm
yeah.
as mad as Dick Ears tarantula.
he would have hired me in a fucking blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But so I was just there like,
Yeah.
oh, my parents are getting divorced. You know what I mean? They're like, let's talk to the kids with the shaved heads.
Yeah.
The Buddhists.
Yeah.
And and then they sent me to this place called Warrenstown.
And were they Buddhists or were they just children going through chemotherapy?
Well, it was
Or
hard
were
to see
the lines were blurred at that point.
It was hard to see the wood from the trees. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I mean, so they could have been Buddhists. They could have been.
Yeah.
The Dalai Lama could have been there. I don't know.
Yep.
But then they sent me to this place called Warrenstown House. It's a children's psychiatric hospital on the south side, I think, near Blanchardstown.
Yep.
And my doctor, I swear to God, his name was Dr. Doody.
Dr. Vinnie Boom Bats.
Yeah.
Dr. Doody.
Dr. What's the guy's name from The Simpsons? Hey,
Sideshow
Dr. Nick.
Bob. Dr. Nick.
Yeah. So I got sent there, and it was me, this other kid called Rob, who was a mute.
Right.
He was a mute.
Yeah.
Didn't speak. Didn't speak once.
Did a lot of thinking.
Then there was
Or did he?
another guy. I don't know.
Or was it
I don't know,
kind
maybe
of...
he was like a Finch type vibe.
Right.
But he didn't
Shagging
speak.
people's mothers.
Maybe. I know he had a crack at mine.
Right.
And
Took a
I
swing.
don't know.
She was fresh from the grief of the birds.
Birds, yeah, and
she was ripe for picking.
And he took
She
her.
wanted to be stuffed herself.
And he took her under his wing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I didn't miss that one.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Birds of a feather
So
fuck
get
together.
to the end of this story, and then I'm going to wrap the whole thing up.
All
and
right,
it's gonna be
okay.
the perfect episode.
So then it was me, and there was this other guy who was older, and he had a shaved head. And we used to go swimming every week, but they wouldn't let him go swimming because they thought he'd kill him. He'd drown himself in the pool.
Right.
And I can't think if there's any other kids in the. It was like a really weird Hogwarts. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And
was there a sense that you were magic?
I mean, yeah,
Was there,
I think
was there,
so.
Was there a wizardry to the?
My
To the
doctor,
patients.
Dr. Doody, kind of had a Dumbledore-esque energy. He wore a funny hat.
Right.
And what they did in there, they actually had a sorting hat.
Yeah.
Where instead of the psychiatrist doing an assessment, they put the sorting hat on your head and they'd go OCD, anxiety, and depression, and the hat would diagnose you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right.
Very handy. I don't
Very,
know why
very
they haven't.
handy.
I don't know why they haven't brought it
Medically
back.
trained hat.
Yeah, it would just and they'd put it on your head, and then it would tell you what mental health issues that the kid had.
Ah.
Gay. Your parents are getting
Did you
divorced. Fucking
Right.
Yeah.
So did the
And,
hat tell you were gay? Is that how you knew originally?
Yeah, I had to like fucking give the hat a bit of fucking hush money because it was like I didn't want that coming out. You know what I mean?
Did the hat? The hat didn't. I mean, this is kindly. I didn't try to blackmail you or anything, did he?
No, he didn't. He kind of just.
Or did he allude?
I think
to
he
that?
kind of alluded to like I was on my head. He was on my head.
Yes.
And I think he kind of he was motioning towards like I'm gonna fucking drop this truth bomb because he can read my mind, and I was like, I'll give you a gobstopper if you fucking. You know what I mean?
Give you a pack of
wine
fucking
gums.
Yeah, Hubba Bubbas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We struck a little sweet deal, and so that was the end of that. But
So that is the end of that. So
Yeah.
okay, so I'm going to bring it back round.
yeah.
I'm going to bring it back round because it's such a good. This point I was going to make. You're going to love this.
What was your point?
Well, this is it. I
Right.
haven't been able to get to it
Right.
because we got sidetracked about the tarantulas and the birds and a lot of the
nuts.
the nuts and the nut word and a lot of this stuff. So Richard Gere.
Yeah. My Richard Gere. Your
No,
Richard Gere.
my Richard Gere.
Okay.
And that's how I refer to it. That's my Richard Gere, Pretty Woman Richard Gere. Fucking tarantula. He thinks we said Dick Gere.
Eight-legged
No.
freaks.
Absolutely.
Great movie.
So Richard Gere shoving gerbils up his arse.
Mm-hmm.
Dalai Lama
Yeah.
telling little boys to suck his tongue. Now these are men, spiritual men,
Yeah.
meditating all
Both
the time.
Buddhists.
Meditating, both Buddhists, right?
Yeah.
And I come to the conclusion. First off, I said earlier, such thing as too much meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, all these holy men, right? And go with me on this.
Yeah.
Let's see, go with me on this. All these holy men, they've
Yeah.
got all their this time,
Mm-hmm.
silence and retreat and reflection
Mm-hmm.
and thinking and whatever, and all this time, and every one of them to a man, given enough time, comes to the same conclusion, and that is that the secret of life is in little boys' assholes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I totally. Yeah.
Idle hands makes the devil's work. Keep busy.
Yeah.
Don't meditate. Don't pray. Don't think. Work
Well-
down the mine 16 hours a day. Drive the trucks across Europe. You're a
Yeah.
truck driver. Stop thinking.
Yeah.
Stop spending time in silence. What's it leading to?
It's fucking kids.
Yes.
But they are praying in one
the
sense.
results are in. What?
They are praying
Who's-
in one sense.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that's what.
There is a praying. And do you think...
I think we've uncovered another.
Because it is, of course, it's a form of you're praying, and they're the prayer. Ah.
Oh, what did we just uncover?
Ooh, the shed of truth has lived up to its name. I'm afraid to say. Good Lord. Let's have
What did we? Where does
what
this?
the hell? Good Lord. All these men.
Jerry, speak to us.
Please.
What is the truth?
Jordan, can you enlighten us? Musk, you must. Dustin, have you? Whoa!
Chris is drinking the truth serum
Wow.
up there.
That was incredible. What we've come to there. This has, and I will say this, and we're about to finish. This has been the most revelatory podcast in the history of the genre.
I think so. Yeah.
We started off talking about Indian Alan Jones, which I'm still furious about.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
sorry
know what
about
that was about.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Deserve apologize to them for that.
I'm sorry. That was stupid.
Yeah,
Won't happen again.
that was stupid. And he luckily the stupidity stopped there,
Yeah.
and we got to some important things.
Yeah.
And now we've uncovered. What did we uncover again?
That,
Let's not even say it.
That's no.
That's read. We're not going to spoon feed you. Read between the lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's going to be two levels of society that are two historically on a timeline before this podcast and after this podcast.
Yeah.
Things will never be the same.
BP and AP.
BP and AP.
Yeah.
Before pod and after pod.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.